Hey guys, back with another Echoing Thoughts podcast here, episode number 46. Coming on 50 pretty soon. Thanks. Christmas? Christmas gonna be the 50th? Probably not. 1 week before. But anyways, this podcast we're gonna do Thanksgiving edition. 5 things that I'm thankful for in 2023 Maple Story edition. And before I get into that, I wanted to talk about, it's been about a week since November patch. The big update was really about solo arc and getting a lot of feedback, comments, questions about how I cleared, a guide on it. That's coming out in a few days. Recorded it. From my Bishop point of view, you know how I do it. Just play, talk about it, kind of review a gameplay, give you guys tips, tricks, things that I've learned over time just by playing the solo content, doing the boss daily. It's fun. I enjoy it. Again, reminds me of the Hard Magnus days. You're going to die. You're going to be sweating. The times are not going to be pretty. Each run is going to be different. You're gonna need your buffs, buff freezers, power elixirs. You're going to have to learn how to do as much damage as possible with the least amount of buffs. Get your Heaven's Door, get your class buffs, bishop buffs, whatever it is. Combat order. It's back to the good old days of grinding that stuff out. So check that guide out. It's going to come out on, was that Saturday? So I'm trying to put content out every 2 days, kind of get a list, kind of a bunch of videos, just posting them to keep you guys updated. So definitely, if you guys have any questions at all, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, like the videos. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to talk about. Got a lot of content coming out at the end of this year. Got a Christmas edition. I'm going to do a class rankings, edit 2023 class rankings. Obviously, December patch. We're going to do a recap kind of 2023 and then looking forward. 2024, what am I expecting? Expecting a lot of big things, a lot of fun things. The game is, this year was great, to be honest. I'm thankful for a lot of things, but we're going to break it down into 5. And to be honest, I'm going to start off with number 5, the solo content. I'm glad, I remember 2022 Hard Magnus. I keep coming back to it, but that's sort of what made me enjoy the game in the first place. I didn't get time. A lot of people don't have time to obviously auto battle, obviously to do dailies, to do content, especially finding 10 players to do daily content like Arc, even to do weekly content like Lotus and Damien, even Hard Magnus, CRA, whatever it is, right? The reason we play this game, a lot of people, is because it doesn't take a huge grind. We love PC Maple, but we don't grind it out. We don't have the time. We're adults. We got kids. We got work. We got all kind of other priorities. And I think what I liked about this year was a lot of the solo content was a lot of content was more flexible, right? I don't know if it was this year or last, but I feel like the covert changes favored solo players, right? You didn't have to play on the weekends. I think that was last year, but just reminds me of that, where you can queue up any time of the week, and you're good to go. Solo, Mulong, update, floor 45, more floors, a fun challenge for me. I enjoyed that stuff. I love seeing people clear 44, floor 45, getting it done, feeling accomplished, feeling like they got through that grind. It was tough, but fun and rewarding. It's not just about the gambling and hitting necros and absolabs. It's about accomplishing, achievements, things like that. Solo stuff, you're not getting carried. It's all you. And you can kind of see the difference between players that can do solo content and do it well, know how to play their class, no bosses, and people that kind of just, they need the team settings, right? They need to kind of get carried, or they need other people to help them, support them as well. So solo players, big win. My one gripe about solo arc was that some classes just cannot do it, or you're just accepting the fact that some classes are just going to eat deaths every single time and have no answer for a screen crack. Maybe it's them looking forward and sort of waiting for feedback, whatever. But if you're a class that has like a long iframe, a dark side only, like Night Lords, I know Bowmasters are complaining they don't have an iframe at all. Screen crack's just eating it. What are you supposed to do? You got no room for error. You got no answer for the main mechanic of the boss. You can't stun it. You can't avoid it. You can't outrange it. You can't do anything if you don't have Bishop Shell, which no one does except for a Bishop, or an iframe, or short iframe even, right? And that needs to change, right? That needs to be changed. That's my one gripe, my problem with solo arc right now. It's a daily content, and people have to do it daily, right? It gives them an opportunity, but if you're just going to allow them to die, they can't play their class, their class just can't do anything about it, then what are they doing, right? What are they doing? Like, that's just kind of defeats the purpose. So I hope that they implement something, especially for archers specifically. Like, mages have ethereal form. Yes, it's a longer cooldown, but they have something. Thieves, Darksight, they have something. Warriors have their V3 and some have short iframes. Warriors are in a good place. Pirates, some of them don't, some of them do, some of them don't. Freud had V1 skills on long cooldown. Archers have nothing. Well, some of them do. Some of them have nothing. Brutal. So hope that gets changed. That's my one issue. But I love it. Had fun doing it. Came out after Solo Lotus, which is a bit strange, but I get it, right? You get those Absol coins. That's nice, right? That's nice. You don't get the face, but Solo Arc gives you a chance at Primal. Shards, we'll take that, right? That's nice. Alts even eventually, as you know, in the future years, next year as rebalances happen, Solo Arc will be easier for alts with less gear. Free chance at Primal. Getting those commander boxes much easier. We'll take that, right? That's nice. Solo Lotus is tough. It's not easy, and it shouldn't be. You get Absol coins from that. Chaos coins you can get from that. It shouldn't be easy. It's a once a week boss. It's tough. He needs certain gear, but it's going to get easier. It's going to get easier with rebalances, and just by this time next year, Solo Lotus is going to be so easy. I mean, Multi Lotus is going to be even easier. But yeah, I love it. I love the solo content. I hope they do that. I don't know how they're going to implement it in the future bosses, if that's even something possible. But I mean, it's just a nice option that people, the community that can't always, like, we have people in different time zones. Hawaii, we have people in the Pacific Standard, Eastern time, 3 hours time difference, trying to match up and find times to fit, just to play, just to do a daily boss. It's just a nice alternative. I like it. That's my number 5. Number 4. Now, this is in no particular order per se. I think these are all great things, things that I'm very thankful for. And it's comes to mind is the Absol coins. And the Absol, Stigma, whatever you're doing, Lotus, multi-solo, Damien. I love it. I love it because mainly, you get the gear. You get, more gear, more progression, more cap, whatever it is. But, I mean, they look sick. The Absol Lab, sick. The background is nice. But I just like the free-to-play aspect of it. It gives people flexibility to get another way to get mesos, right? And I can even add Commander Box to that with the Chaos Shards. Just another route for players that play the game, that have alts, that do the dailies to benefit from playing the game, right? And that's what I try to tell people all the time. The best players at this game that thrive and do the best and stay at the top, they know the ins and outs of playing the game. They play the game. They just do. They do their dailies. They do their commander boxes. They know the ways to use the resources in the game. They do the events. They have their ults. They do Chaos Root Abyss. They do commander for the 7 shards per week. They grind it out. They do Arc. They do Lotus. Eventually they do Damien. Because these are all ways to, just insane ways. They node farm. They sell nodes, right? They're auto battling. These are just free to play ways to fund your progress, right? You can rip Absol Labs, right? Some people like to do that. They like to gamble. Some people sell the Absol Labs. They've been selling it, making mezzos to, I don't know, make projects, to build up their armor, right? To save up, to buy necro pieces in trade server, to improve their gear, to do whatever they want. It just allows for flexibility. And maybe you're not geared enough right now to do any of that content, right? But that should be the goal, right? That should be what you're working towards, to gear up, to progress, to build your character so you can start getting these resources, these free-to-play resources at your disposal. And then eventually when you get Damien, next year, Lotus, whatever it is, it's still going to be viable, right? Even if the market changes and it's much cheaper, you can't complain about free mezzos, right? You just can't, right? And I just love that about this year. Just trying to find, for me, this year is all about trying to find ways to get more Lotus, get more ults into Lotus, eventually into Damien for next year, to fund yourself, right? To fund yourself, it all pays back, right? You may have to pay up front, or you may have to, do things to, trying to progress your gear, to do certain content, but it all pays back, right? If you use it properly, efficiently, and that's just what I'm enjoying. And everyone has their own route, right? Everyone's doing their own thing with it, and it's nice to see, for sure. Love to see it. And then one thing to add about that, kind of number 4 about free-to-play mezzos, I just love the mezzo rates at the higher levels. For me, spending on auto battle pays for itself. In AF380, it pays for itself. It's crazy. It just feels so nice. People are trying to get to level, the people that play and get to levels like 215 to 220 to get into those higher Arc Force maps for the higher node farm drop rates. AF380 is even better. So when you guys get there, it's going to be nice. And mezzos, looted mezzos is the best mezzos. There's no tax on it. There's no trade server. It's just there. Red mezzos are the best. Just wanted to add that in. Number three, what can you say? I'm thankful for the Sia class. All the classes. Arc, Sia, Kana, Cadena, and expect Adele to be next. Did I miss any? No, I think that's it. Kind of ties in with Legion, right? Alt story. Huge for me. So point number 3, Sia and alt story and all the new classes. It's just a new avenue for me that I haven't really unlocked. I've been so focused on my main. I still am, right? But the benefit of Legion has the cap increase at 8,200 is just another important way to progress your gear. But you can pay to win, you can free to play, you can do it kind of within your dailies, you can do it slowly. It's just a nice little side quest, essentially, what I like to look at it. It's a side quest. When I get there, it's going to be fulfilling and rewarding. The gains are there. There's no RNG. There's no % chance of failing. It's just there, and it's just part of the grind, right? And I'm enjoying kind of that world of trying to min-max EXP, doing dailies. I'm trying to find the best way to maximize my time, what levels to get to for CDD ults, for Chaos Elite Dungeons. This year, this is not new to a lot of people, but for me, the Legion rebalance, I guess, has really put an emphasis on that for not just me, for a lot of players, right? To improve your main, you got to work on alts. You got to do it. You just have to. Your Legion army. So I like that. And of course, the classes. Sia tops them all. New Maple Story mobile class. Exclusive. Sick. awesome. Started the year off right with that class. They're just awesome. We have a CA in our team and a few in our guild, and it's just a new, like, they are such a great support class, DPS class, very strong. It's kind of my second main right here just for fun, and I'm enjoying it. Arc is a little bit too much for me, to be honest. Cadena, Kana, not my cup of tea, but they're just new classes. I like new classes, if not just for Legion and Alt Story, but just for trying new things, right? That's kind of the beauty of Maple Story. It's not going to change. Every year they're going to bring in new classes. That's kind of what they're known for. But got to be thankful for CEO. It just helps everybody, helps our team. We couldn't clear Damien without it. A lot of people couldn't either. And it just makes another go-to class to have in your arsenal, in your guild, that just thrives. It just makes everyone else's life so much easier. The second thing I'm thankful for is, no surprise, the rebalances. And what I really liked about rebalances specifically in this year was that they really tried to emphasize buffing only certain classes at times, not buffing everybody. Rebalances weren't wholesale, every class gets a rebalance, because in the past, it didn't change the meta at all, right? If everyone gets a buff, even though you got the lower classes got a decent buff too, they're still the same tier, right? They maybe move from D tier to C tier. But the rebalances this year, they really put an emphasis, and I think they listened to feedback enough where they knew which classes to buff, and they kind of had that thinking ahead, planning ahead, where they didn't buff classes that are already strong, right? I think of like Dual Blades and Mercedes. I think they got no buffs this year. Paladins, it said they had buffs. I talked about it in previous podcasts, but they weren't buffs because we already were OP from Explore Remaster from the past year. This year was about rebuffing other classes. Lumis got huge. Demon Slayers got multi buffs. I think Kaiser's got a lot. The newer classes have been getting some. It just feels nice that these classes are getting, the lower classes are getting more recognized, right? It's nice when people stick it out on their classes and then they get rewarded by actually getting rebalanced and can actually, top the charts. Their gear actually, their ranking in the DPS charts and the meters correlates with their gear, right? They're not getting outbeat by people with half the gear and play a certain class, right? For example, Pathfinders, right? In Enosis, I love seeing Path 404, long overdue. Pathfinders got their first rebalance really this past one, and he's got the best gear. He's topping the charts. We got an Ice Lightning Mage who was getting rebalanced a little bit. Explore Remaster, best gear, was topping the charts. Carrying us in Damien. Nightwalker, same thing, right? And that has to do with the cap changes, but also has to do with just the fact that classes are getting, these lower tier classes are at least getting some sort of recognition. And the top tier classes are staying the same. And year by year, meta changes. And I expect next year, 2024, to be the year of the Sickness Knights. This year was the year of the Explorers, rightfully so, and of CEO. But next year, it's going to be about who has the best gear, who has the most cap, and it's going to be all about the Cygnus Knights, as it should be, right? They should get a whole year remaster to be at the top. They've been long overdue. I'm excited for that, and I can't wait. And as a Paladin who's had their time to shine, well deserved. These other classes deserve to have their time to shine at the top, not just for a month or two or a quarter of a year, 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is. It should be for a good chunk of time to keep people around, to keep people from quitting, right? And to at least give people hope, right? That their feedback is being listened to, that they can stick to this class, they're going to continue to progress, and they're going to get rewarded. And I think one other shout out thing that I have to mention is that they haven't been nerfing classes. I like that. Continue to trend up. No one likes to get nerfed. Like, just do what they've been doing. Buff the weaker classes and keep the top tier classes the same. Raise the baseline. Don't got to bring the top tier classes down. Don't got to nerf them. Just bring the other ones up. Bring it up. Everyone wins. Everyone's happy. So that's one thing that I really enjoyed about Rebalances this year specifically, and I hope that trend continues for next year, and I'm excited to see who's killing the meta in 2024. And the number one thing that I'm thankful for this year has got to be the community. Well, I mean, number one, yeah. I don't want to be sappy about it, but it's not really my number one thing. But I have to shout you guys out. This year's been awesome. Had a lot of fun doing the podcast and the YouTube channel. Kind of just growing it, building it, and just talking to a lot of people. Really engaging with the community. I like this game. It's fun. It's all right, right? And there's people like-minded that enjoy it too, that just trying to bring positivity. No point in complaining. Just try to make it better and enjoy the game, right? And that's kind of what I enjoyed about the community that I built here, that there is in this game. It's small, it's tight-knit, but even if those people that quit, that have retired, whatever it is, still building those friendships, those memories, bossing and clearing together, and kind of just, getting to know people outside of the work too, right? Or outside of the game is really nice. And whether, it may just be a phase or, may keep in touch here and there, they may come back. My time is not going to be forever in this game, but building relationships, friendships, within the guild, Amp Guild is awesome. But outside of that, it's just the community, the people out there. Whether you quit, you continue, play the game. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's just nice, and I appreciate you guys. Thankful for you guys, and continue to grow with you guys. And I plan to share these, the game memories, experiences, even with my family sometimes, talking about it with the kids. It's all nice. It's all fun. I'm very thankful, appreciative. But none of that sloppy stuff. Getting back to the number one thing that I'm thankful for, no surprise, the cap increases. Started off with Absolab, then Necro changes, and then another Necro buff, right? There wasn't any base cap, I'm pretty sure, but the real emphasis this year was about progressing your gears from level, getting to Necros, right? Mythic has a little bit of cap. Ancient had a little bit of cap, but it really emphasized Necros, level 40, and then to level 50, and then getting to Absols, and then getting from 50 to 60. Those were the biggest gains, and let's be real. Some people wailed out, and some people don't even care about level 60, and that's totally fine, but at least you can see, at least it's not dead, right? The beginning of the year, I think the max cap, I keep talking about it, was 15 mil cap. Now people are at 44, 45 mil cap. By the end of the year, people may be, I don't even know. Physical attack, magic attack was what, 40s maybe? People may get up to 60 by the end of the year. Huge, massive. I love it. Everyone loves it. Who's going to complain about cap? Even if you got no increase in cap or minimal increase in cap, and you're getting gapped in cap now by like 10, 20 mil. When you start progressing, you start improving your gear, those gains come quick, right? It's not no 10K, 20K cap increase. It's 300, 400, it's big chunks of cap quickly. So it's rewarding, it's fulfilling, and it's motivating people to continue to progress and play the game and not feel dead. Yeah, people may feel behind. Yeah, people may feel like the gap is too big. I get it. But you got to play your game at your own pace. It kind of just re-emphasizes that you're never going to be the biggest, baddest whale. You just aren't. So you just got to play the game at your own pace, at your own leisure, when you have fun. And then I think one of the best things that I learned this year, or I'm trying to implement, is me going at my own pace. I'm not trying to catch up to anybody, not trying to pass anybody. Be happy that I'm not number one paladin in my server anymore. That I'm not the top DPS. I like that. I'm okay with that. But what I try to tell myself is, when I used to wail out and go hard and try to like brute force my way into certain mag soul or cap or level 50 here and there, I was more relieved and like about finishing than actually enjoying and getting that excitement about actually passing, that surprise feeling, that adrenaline of passing like a necro or an absolab. I actually enjoy, like, I'm surprised, I'm happy when I hit absol versus being like, oh, thank God, like I'm done after X amount of attempts, whatever it is, thank goodness, like more relieved. I don't like that. I don't think that's how it should be played. That's not how I want to play it. And so that's something I'm trying to do more in end of this year, 2023, 2024. Just be like in the moment, try not to rush it, and just try to, get excited, get that feeling of excitement. Because I'll be honest, I hit maybe one necro, bought the rest. So I'm trying to do that with Absols and Radiant Exalts, Chaos Exalts, where I'm trying to actually be happy and excited and when I do pass, right? Because it's a grind. It's a real grind. And so that's what I'm thankful for. Kind of the top 5 things I'm thankful for this year. 6 if you can count the community. But let me know in the comments what you're most thankful for this year. There's a lot of things to be thankful in the game. I don't check feedback, but I'm sure it's a lot of negativity. Hopefully there's positivity. Hopefully people are thankful and appreciative. I'm going to be the first to say it, maybe the only person to say it. Thank you, Nexon, for a lot of great patches, updates this year. Every month I feel from January was a banger, just a banger. Didn't think it could get any better. Maybe these last few months weren't great, but 8-9 straight months of just bangers. Just hopefully they keep it going. Hopefully they have big plans coming for 2024. 2023 is going to be tough to top. I'm going to be honest, it's going to be tough to top, but just excited, thankful for this year, and can't wait to enjoy the holidays, finish the year strong. December update, a lot of good content coming out, eating, spending time with family. Just thank you guys. Appreciate everyone here. I'll see you guys next time.